What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thingos back again, and I'm very excited today to come to you to make this new video talking about Black Clover. Now, Black Clover is a relatively new manga series, but it's actually catching stride right now. It's been going on for 5 years. The 5-year anniversary of the series recently passed not too long ago. The anime is 100 plus episodes in, and the manga series is around 240 chapters, and just left off with a pretty dope cliffhanger with issue 240 that has people talking. I just recently caught up in the series, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on the series and what's going on currently in the story. But yeah, now that I finally caught up in Black Clover, I just gotta say, man, shit is getting turned up, like turned up. Honestly, I don't know where to start, but I had to read through a lot before I made it to the current arc with the Dark Triad and everything. Picking back up where I left off in the story was right when the Clover Kingdom finished holding the tournament to choose a group of knights to lead an assault on the White Knight Demon's Eyes base and get rid of Light, I think that's his name, Light or Lit, and his followers for good. I enjoyed this whole arc from start to finish. The whole thing with the elves being reincarnated inside the allies and the comrades of the magic knights in the kingdom, having them, essentially, instead of protecting the kingdom, starting war with the kingdom. And Asta and the Black Bulls, a lot of them had to fight against other members of the Black Bulls and other knights that were changed due to the reincarnation ritual and everything. It was a big reveal. It was cool, and it led to a lot of fights throughout this arc that were highly enjoyable, man. A lot of matchups that you didn't expect, but it was very entertaining. I really liked the fight when they had to go up against Luck, so it's real cool. It was a lot of dope moments, and I really enjoyed it. It played for a lot of good emotion as well, having them fight against their own friends. Nothing new really, but it was still done in a good way. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to last as long as it did. I mean, I'm no stranger to reading through long story arcs. We have the Dark Tournament arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, the Arrancar arc in Bleach. Long story arcs or fights, both of them are very enjoyable if they're done well. And like I said, Black Clover just kept surprising me with what it was doing. The way the fights went down, the characters involved, the reveals, the huge twist, and at the end of it all, when it came together, it delivered us a very special, packed and action-fulfilling arc. It was like a huge, delicious meal that you're eating, and then you keep realizing that it's so much more good food there to eat, and you're barely getting started. Charmy would love that reference, by the way. And with this next arc already starting with a bang, I can't wait to see what's up next in the story, especially after the cliffhanger that we just received, like I said, in chapter 240. But before I give my thoughts on the current events in the story, I just wanted to put it out there how Black Clover just made this crazy comeback. It's like the way it is now, it's hard to believe that the story received all the hate that it did back then. Over the course of 5 years, the series has really come into its own, and it's an enjoyable read if you're into shonen. I would recommend you check it out and stick with it, and it just keeps getting better and better as you go. When it first dropped, a lot of people complained about how it's pretty much a ripoff of like Naruto and Fairy Tail. The anime got even more heat when it started, with the insane amount of filler in the beginning, constantly restating the message and story beats over and over without really moving the plot forward in any significant way until like the 5th episode. So pretty much it got a slow start for the manga and the anime. That being said, my recommendation is only limited to the manga because I have even more to catch up on the show. But yeah, long story short, give the series a look. The action is easily the biggest highlight, and you can really find enjoyment in watching the Black Bulls, how they interact with each other, the funny moments they have, and the teamwork they display overall through the fights. How they defeat their enemies is enough alone for you to get a lot of enjoyment from the show. But there are more than a few well-placed surprises in the story, as well as with the world building and character reveals and situations tying into older situations that are given further context and more mystery. Now, currently in the story, we have this group called the Dark Triad. They're the new villains that were revealed to be kind of like the enemies of this arc. You see, Asta, he found out from the Sorcery Emperor that actually survived the fight between Lich or Light. He just became younger. He was talking to Asta, and he told him about how he had this premonition, and how his premonitions are always spot on. Yami second that, and one of the premonitions that he has is that Asta is going to die in like 6 months. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to find a way to cure the demon's curse that he has what's inside of him, because that's what's going to cause his death. You see the power that Asta has and what makes him so strong, the anti-magic power that he has, it comes from a demon that is living with inside him. I think it's a devil, they call it, and he wants to really find out the true mystery of this devil. He wants to find out how to suppress the power so he doesn't die from the curse. And during this, they find out that the queen of another kingdom, I think it's the Heart Kingdom, she's also poisoned by a similar curse given to her by a devil named Magicula. And they're trying to find this devil, and they're trying to figure out how they can reverse this. And it's also another twist thrown into the story, because Magicula is the same devil that actually cursed Noel's mother, and she died from this curse that she received. So they're trying to prevent history from repeating itself, hurting Asta and the queen of the Heart Kingdom. But you know, the Dark Triad, they aren't playing any games. They have started to attack the rest of the kingdom. They've already taken over the Diamond Kingdom, their own kingdom. I think that's Spade Kingdom, and they're trying to make their way over to Clover Kingdom right now and wipe them out. They've made their move. In the chapter that you see before 240, you see that this guy named Xenon, I believe, who is one of the main fighters in the Dark Triad, he has the magic to control his bones and like shoot them out, these sharp spikes and everything. That's how he attacked his enemies. And he literally laid waste to the entire Golden Dawn base, taking out everybody there, even after he was powered up and post time skip. I'm talking about wiped the floor with them. It wasn't even a challenge, and he did it in a matter of minutes. Who he didn't kill was on the verge of death, and if it wasn't for William Vengeance magic, then everybody would have died. He was able to bring back to life everybody who was on the verge of death. But even after doing that, the people that came back, they realized that half of the Golden Dawn was wiped out, and William Vengeance was kidnapped, because it seems the Dark Triad has a plan that's taking place where they're trying to kidnap, or they're trying to use the power, or just take the power of all of the captains of the Magic Knight squads. They label them. They have like these tiers now where they rank the Magic Knight's power from like level 9, 8, 7, 6, and they go all the way up to 0, and they call the captains of the Magic Knight squads arcane. They have the power of arcane, so I guess that's like the level that they make the Magic Knight captains. And they pretty fucking strong. And they one of the kings, I think his name was Dante, I think he's the leader of the Dark Triad. He mentioned Yami quite a bit, so that also has people excited. Seems like him and Yami are going to be having a fight pretty soon, or maybe Yami will fight all three. Now I don't think that would fare well for Yami. Now I know he has some tricks up his sleeve. Yami is a badass, and it's always entertaining to see his fights, but if he fights all three of the Dark Triad at once, I'm pretty sure he's going to lose. But a fight with Dante at the very least will be very entertaining, but I don't know when that's going to happen. But this cliffhanger that I was talking about that's very interesting is that we actually see Dante make his move. We see all of them make their move, really. We just saw Xenon make his move in issue before, but Dante makes his move on the Black Bull's hideout, revealing his magic, which is gravity magic, lifting up the entire hideout and then dropping it. And just starting to attack the Black Bulls. Asta, being the gun-ho guy that he is, just jumps on top of his sword, flies out of the window, and he says, "You're fighting me." Now I don't really know how good this fight is gonna fare for Asta. The way got bodied and the entire Golden Dawn the issue before, just by Xenon, who isn't even the leader of the Dark Triad, I mean, as far as I know, and he was only using 55% of the devil's power, and he was able to lay waste to all of them like that. I'm not sure what Asta has up his sleeve that could even this fight. I don't even know if he's going to be able to make a dent, but I'm very entertained to see what's going to happen next. Finral left to go get Yami before this assault even started, so I already know they're probably going to set up some dope ass moment where Yami is going to return and help them out. They're definitely not going to be able to beat Dante, but they're probably going to be able to suppress him and hold him back until Yami returns. So I'm interested to see how this is all going to go. Super excited. Tabata knows how to start off a dope war arc, and I might have a few issues here and there with how the last arc ended. You know how some characters managed to stay around, or how some characters' actions kind of got brushed under the rug, or how they kind of just, you know, wrap things up after the dope ass fight that they had with the devil. Not really any super big complaints, but you know, just a few minor details here and there. Overall, I really enjoyed the previous arc in Black Clover, and it seems like this arc is going to be even better. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend that you check out Black Clover. It's really coming to its own over the last few years, like I said, and I don't think it's a ripoff anymore. It might have a lot of comparisons to current shonen, to classic shonen, but what doesn't? But I think it does enough on its own to finally earn the right to be one of the current, you know, greats. That's very entertaining to check out, man. You know, it's not gonna be a new big three or anything, but it's definitely a manga that's going on right now that I think you'd be entertained if you read it. You know, you might find something that you like if you read it. Funny, action-packed, and the pacing is very fast. It doesn't take too long for shit to get good and real in Black Clover, for fights to start. You know, you ain't really got to read too long for, you know, for things to pick up. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about the chapter, if you're currently caught up in Black Clover. If you haven't read it at all and this video makes you want to check it out, please, you know, let me know what you think. And yeah, I hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are. And until next time, guys, peace.